This is Judex Mayor, and I will be your lecturer discussant for the topic writing a concept paper. So sit back, relax, and listen as we go along, as we discuss this very important lesson for quarter 2 in grade 12 under our subject English for academic and professional purposes. The first question now is, what is a concept paper? So a concept paper, according to our reference, is a summary of what the project is all about, the reasons for conducting the projects, and how it will be carried out. So basically, this concept paper encapsulates something that is that you need to do. Say for example, a project proposal or a research proposal, something that you are going to finish within a specific period or within a specific time in relevance to the problem or the topic that you wanted to carry out. Okay, so concept paper are really it is very useful to the scholars. It is very useful to among the students, say for example in college, in high school, specifically in senior high, and yeah, in masters or in students who are actually taking their doctorate degree. So this concept paper might be a stepping stone in addressing issues and concerns that are prevalent in our school environment or problems that directly affect us as normal people. So a concept paper has several uses. First is it is the foundation of the full proposal, meaning to say a concept paper is, yeah, as what I just said a while ago, this is the first step in finishing your research, no, or a project proposal. Second is it determines whether a certain project is feasible or not. So from here we can say that a project is achievable or doable or not from seeing the concept paper. So that's why it is very important to submit first a concept paper before carrying out the whole project. Okay, so in such a way, this is a very familiar to all of us, right? That in order for us to do something that is very big, no, so we have to start first making a concept paper. So for example, the output of this in this semester, no, in this whole discussion is that you are expected to make a concept paper. So you have to make research a problem now that is apparently affecting you. So that is very important. And then third is it piqued the interest of the potential funding agencies. If it is funded by an agency, so you should convince them. No, it should really be intriguing. It should actually be marketable, no, in their eyes or according to the standards that are set by them. And then fourth is it obtained informal feedback on the ideas prior to the full proposal. So meaning to say that you have to receive feedback. You have to accept all of the feedback. You have to accept it all so that for the betterment of the project. So from the concept paper itself, we can actually recheck it. We can actually make the errors be corrected. Okay. So these are the three ways in explaining a concept. First is a definition. So first, a definition is the method of identifying given terms and making its meaning clearer. So from the word definition, you're going to define the terms. You have to define the words that are given. Example, the problem. You have to really start defining it so that it will be clearer, it will be understandable to your readers or to the agency that you are planning to submit your proposal or research paper. Its main purpose is to clarify and explain concepts, ideas, and issues by answering the question, what does it mean? So it is very important that in your concept paper, at the onset, at the start of your concept paper, it will be defined very well, the problems, the rationale, the purpose, why you are making such. Okay. The second example is informal definition. Okay, so informal definition is done through parenthetical or brief explanation. So when we say informal definition, this is the example. Example, tocopherol, a vitamin E, is naturally found in vegetable oil, fish, and nuts. As you can see in the example, tocopherol is the terms. It is very hard for us to understand what tocopherol means since this is a term, or I mean a jargon used by sciences or perhaps pharmacists or those who are in line with medicine. So we had to use informal definition by putting parenthetical or brief explanation what tocopherol means by having this example, vitamin E. So tocopherol is a vitamin E. Okay, and then followed by an additional definition. So that's what informal definition look like. Next is formal definition. So what formal definition really is that it explains a term by incorporating the term to be defined or species, the general category of the term or the genus, and the quality that makes the term different from the other terms in the same category or differential. Remember that in formal definition, we have three parts: species, which is the term that you're going to define, and then the genus, the category, and then the general category, and then the differential, which means that what makes that term different from the other term. Okay, we have the example. Vitamin E is a light yellow fat soluble vitamin that acts as an antioxidant. Remember that vitamin E here is our species, right? Or the term that we are defining. And then the genus or the general category is that vitamin E is a light yellow fat soluble. Okay, vitamin, and then okay, what makes it different from the other one, from the other vitamins perhaps, or from the other categories? Is that it acts as an antioxidant. Okay, so that is how formal definition look like. Okay, so we have, it's very formal. We have here species first, three category, no, that is divided into. So we have, second is the genus, and the third one is differential. I hope you understood it. The next one is the extended definition. So extended definition is a detailed way of defining a term, and is usually composed of one paragraph. It incorporates various patterns of development. Example, formal, informal, comparison, contrast, narration, description, classification, functional analysis, process, analogy, cause and effect to explain a given concept. So extended definition is a really long, meaning to say it's a paragraph form, unlike definition and informal definition, which is very syntactic or in sentence form only. So here extended definition is a combination of everything, right? A combination of formal, informal, and other types of writing like a narration, description, classification, and so on and the like. Okay, so these are some examples of the signal words to be used for defining or for definition. So we have here as defined. For example, for instance is defined as means such as to define and to illustrate, which are words that actually when you are going to use this, it actually give you the signal or prompt you to give the definition of the term that is being used. Example, in your concept paper or in your sentences. Another form of defining a concept aside from definition is we have explication. Okay, explication is a method of explanation in which sentences, verses, quotes, or passages are taken from a literary or academic work and then interpreted and explained in a detailed way. When using this technique, you need to clearly present your thesis in the introduction and follow it up with a detailed analysis of a passage or text. When we say thesis, it is the debatable claim. This is your main argument why you are writing your concept paper. Say, for example, you are making a concept paper that talks about factors or problems that affect senior high school students in the midst of modular distance learning during the COVID-19 pandemic, or in the new normal. So your debatable claim there is that your thesis there is that what? The problems, the problems that hinder the students to learn during the pandemic. So that is your main problem, that is your main goal why you are conducting your concept paper or your research proposal. Second is it begin by explaining and analyzing how the text was constructed, and then end it with a concise conclusion by restating. Meaning to say you are going to restate everything that you write from the beginning, introduction, and then in your body, and then restating your thesis, and then major arguments. Your arguments should be supported with, of course, researches. While clarification is a method in which points are organized from a general abstract idea to specific and concrete examples. So it comes from a general deductive method, general to specific one. It entails the analysis of the concept by looking at the examples and specifying some of its characteristics to arrive at one working definition which can be used throughout the paper. So clarification, it begins with a general idea. Say, for example, what are the problems of senior high school students? So that is a very general one. Okay, and then when you are going to spell it out, or we're going to categorize, identify what are those problems into a very specific one, like it ended up with say, for example, problems during the pandemic, or what, for example, modular. It is hard to learn during modular. It is very hard to learn without internet. It is also hard without teacher. Okay, so those are specific examples. So it started with a general umbrella or a general question, which is, or problem, which is the factors affecting, the problems affecting senior high school students, and then we lay out already what are those examples. So these are examples of signal words for clarification. After all, as an example, consider the following. In other words, in particular, in short, namely, put another way, specifically, stated differently, that is, to be specific, to clarify, and then to illustrate. Parts of a concept paper. Usually a concept paper ranges from 500 to 200 words and is usually divided into several parts. So a concept paper for academic research is, do have this, you have this example. Okay, restart. So basically, a concept paper has this format. So for the title page, you are going to state your research title, then state your name and school, and then state the date of submission. Do not worry, I'm going to give you example for this. And then the most important one is to state your background of the study. Okay, so title is the first page, and then background of the study, you have to provide the current state of the field you are researching on. Okay, so meaning to say you are going to establish here what is the nature, or define, no, what the problem is all about. State the gap, no, state the gap in knowledge and problems to address by the research. Provide statistics and previous studies to prove your claim. So meaning to say, studies, no, previous studies or current studies that might prove that the problem is existing. Then state your reasons why you want to investigate on the chosen topic. Why did you choose that? Your purpose, and then reasons why. Okay, and then state the theoretical and practical implications of your research. So this is very important. The theory, and then what is its significance, or it will impact, no, the impact and benefits of this research to the people around, students, teachers, and so forth and so on. So after the background of the study are going to make the preliminary literature review. So what does literature review mean? Okay, it provides a theoretical framework. The theoretical framework includes the theory that will guide the conduct of your research. Okay, when we say theoretical framework, the theory, the general, the umbrella, okay, the umbrella theory that will actually support of the existence of your problem, or somehow guide you in crafting your concept paper or your research proposal. Okay, it provides related literature that supports your topic. When you say provide related literature, what does the book, the text, available materials, okay? Say for example, in the dictionary. Books, no, books that are available in the library, or newspaper perhaps, no, that is an example of related literature that supports your topic. Provided related studies naman, these studies that are available in the internet or journals, okay, published in different journals or different universities. Okay, so it will help you in conducting the research or analyzing and discussing the data. It also provides a brief synthesis of the reviewed literature and studies. So after everything that you put there in a literature review, you are going to synthesize it, no, according to how it is used in your study. And then literature review should not should encapsulate 10 or 10 or 20 or more, no, literature. The more the merrier, because it actually it will actually make or strengthen your concept paper. Next one is the statement of the problem or the objectives. So you are going to state your general problem on one sentence, and then state your specific research questions or objectives. So basically, the statement of the problem are the questions that you wanted to answer in your concept paper, no? Or the questions that you wanted to answer at the end of your research proposal or your project. Abridged methodology simply means it should provide the context and participants of the study. So you are going to put here who are those subject of your study. Say for example, senior high school. You put senior high school, the section, so on and so forth. Every important detail, and then you provide the instruments to be used. Okay, if it is questionnaire or a survey form. Okay, and then you provide the data collection procedure on how you are going to gather the data, how you're going to to gather the data for your research, and then provide data analysis scheme to be used. So, and then after that is you're going to provide how it is going to be analyzed. And the last one is it should provide timeline, example Gantt chart set in month and year. A timeline that is that will give you the correct schedule to achieve your research project or proposal. It should be clear so that we will know that if the research is going to be done within a month, so it should be divided or delegate very well, so that it will be clear also to the panel, or it will also be clear to the agency on what is or how it will be achieved. So thank you for listening. That's it about writing a concept paper. So this is my This is how you're going to make your reference. Again. So you are going to provide at the end of the concept paper. You are going to give the references. So you provide a list of all the books, journals, and other resources cited in your paper. That is very important in order for you to avoid copyright issues and plagiarism issues. These are very big issues as well. And thank you for listening. Thank you for staying with me in this topic, writing a concept paper for the English for academic and professional purposes. And allow me to present to you the source of my presentation for today. So this is as it is projected in your screen. So thank you. A good day. This is Jude Michael, the kasama your lecturer for today.